Yo, what's up, team? Welcome back to J3 Entertainment. You guys know what time it is.
It's review time, y'all.
Yes, it is, brother. And this is something that I think you and I and the whole world has been waiting to see and talk about and review. What we talking about, bro?
Black Panther, Wakanda forever.
Wakanda forever. Man, I have to tell you one thing, bro. For a 2 hour and 45-minute movie, it has some good points.
Yes.
But it also has some bad points.
Yes.
And I'm down the middle with this movie.
Yeah.
I'm down the middle with this movie, guys. And I can't wait to tell you why I'm down the middle with this movie.
Just a heads up. There's a lot.
There's a lot to be down the middle with. So, if you guys are new to the channel, let me explain how we like to review film and TV shows on J3 Entertainment. We like to talk about the good and we like to talk about the bad. Then we're going to give you guys that grade. You ready to get into this review?
Let's do this.
Let's talk about the good. You mind if I start?
Go ahead.
All right. First thing first. One of the things that stood out to me the most that I really enjoyed was the music. I love the fact that the music kept the same beat as far as Black Panther 1 all the way to Wakanda Forever. From beginning to end, the music hit every aspect that it should hit. You felt the culture. The music drove the ideas, the direction, the story, the characters, the emotions. The music really fit in with this movie 100%. Not just in Wakanda, but in Talokan.
Talokan, yeah.
Talokan. It worked. The culture styles of sounds really worked for these characters. They were able to push certain elements and certain impactful scenes to a heighten that I didn't think it could get just by the music. Really enjoyed the music in this movie. You mind if I go again?
Go ahead.
I got a lot. All right. So, another good thing about this movie for me, I'm down the middle with this one, is Ryan Coogler's direction. I thought Ryan Coogler did a great job directing this movie. However, I'm down the middle with this. So I'll tell you the other half I did not quite enjoy. But for the emotional pieces, Ryan Coogler is a great dramatic director. He knows how to bring the best out of a person in a direction of drama, sadness, feelings. He's a great, I have to say it, a feeling director. He has that emotional eye to make the audience feel something. And I enjoyed that. But I'm down the middle with that, and I'll talk about that on the other end. Go ahead. I don't want to keep going. Because I'll keep going.
So for me, my good right now are actors. Specifically, first and foremost, my boy Winston Duke.
Yes.
You felt his presence whenever he stepped on the screen. I didn't get enough of him. I thought he should have been in this movie more, but we take what we can get, and he filled the screen, and whenever he showed up, it felt like somebody was about to get beat up. Another one I liked is the actor who played Namor. I'm not going to try to say his name because I'm going to butcher it.
Yeah, he was good.
Yeah, he was good. I believed him. And that's what we're looking for in the actors. We want to believe you are who you say you are. And I believed him. Even Dominique Thorne, who played Ironheart, she believed what she was saying. I didn't necessarily like some of what they did with her, but as far as the actress was concerned, I found no faults with her.
Okay. All right. I'll roll with it. I'll roll with you. I can dig it.
Yeah, if you can dig it.
All right. I like to throw in two of my personal favorite actors in this movie. I agree with you to a certain degree with Winston Duke and the gentleman that played Namor. Mm-hmm. I don't want to butcher his name neither.
Yeah.
But I will get it. Because I think that performance deserves for me to know that name.
Yeah.
Hands down.
We'll get there.
Yeah, I'll get there. I just want to butcher it right
not
now.
today.
Everything's new to me right now.
Yeah. It took me a while to get some people names.
Yeah. Angela Bassett.
Yes.
If you guys watch my reaction, you guys know that I was really looking forward to Angela Bassett holding this movie on her back. Because to me personally, this is my personal opinion. This is not an insult to anybody that was involved in this movie. But I believe she's the strongest actor in this movie. And she didn't disappoint. I'm down the middle with her, but she didn't disappoint on what they gave her. I thought she was very impactful. She was able to give you that eye, that old ancient eye, bro. You know, I'm talking about ancient cinema. when those actresses would give you that eye, and you feel every bit of it. It's that mama's eye, that my eye that I'm gonna whoop your ass if you don't get it together. That was that eye. Didn't I tell you to clean your room up? It was that eye. She was able to present that eye on screen, and I liked it. I liked it, but I'm down the middle with her. She did for the most part everything I wanted her to do, but there's some things about that character I'll talk about in the things I didn't like.
Yeah.
Okoye, Denai
Guerrera.
For me, that one actress that outshined everything in this whole movie was Okoye. Okoye was a very unique character. Okoye character grew tremendously in this movie for me. From beginning to end, from Black Panther 1 to Black Panther 2, Okoye never lost a beat. Okoye had something that a lot of characters I think needed. Okoye was a warrior. Okoye loved her country. And Okoye's love for her country outshined everybody's love for their country. Okoye never forgot where she came from and why she defends what she defends. And I love that about that character. I feel a lot of characters shied away through story, and it just kind of lost their footing throughout this movie. But Okoye stayed true to everything she did. And combined with that acting is why I really adored Okoye in this movie. She gave us a big sister role. She even gave us a mother role. She gave us a guardian role. She gave us a warrior role. She gave us a love role. She gave us a citizen role. She gave us so many roles all in one. And I really enjoyed it. In fact, she even had the funniest scene with Winston Duke, Man-Ape, in the whole movie. I laughed. I was laughing.
One of the few times I laughed.
Yeah, that was hilarious. So for me, those two, and Winston Duke and the gentleman played Namor, I agree. Those were the outstanding performances in this movie for me. You got any more good?
Honor, I had forgot about her, but I gotta put her out. She wasn't in the movie as much as I thought she would be.
Okay.
But Lupita. She wasn't there as much as I thought she would be.
She kept that same energy.
Bruh.
Lupita got
Two
cheeks,
snaps
bro.
for Lupita, bruh.
She got cheeks, bro.
Yes, sir.
They try to hide it again. It didn't work. I see it.
There's no way you can hide that. And
I love Lupita though.
Yeah.
Lupita was cool. She was cool.
Yeah.
She was cool.
And
They try to hide them. They try to hide it.
yeah, man.
That's it.
That's where I'm at.
Okay. For me, I love seeing culture. I'm down the middle with this, but what they gave us a Wakanda, I liked it, and what they gave us a Talokan,
Yeah, Talokan.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was really cool and unique and different. I love different settings. I love when you explore this new world, and I love the fact that we were able to explore both locations. I'm down the middle, so I'm gonna end with that.
I forgot.
Go ahead.
I got one more. The power display.
Okay.
Like I enjoyed seeing powers displayed, especially with the new characters like Namor and the Talokan warriors. I like seeing them.
Oh yes.
Right? Because
Atuma. Ooh, Atuma. Yeah.
They were getting down.
Right.
And some of the feats that they and this one's down the middle for me because it's the powers displays. It's some things I liked, but it's some things I didn't like, and we'll get there. But I enjoyed the power displays for what they gave us because some of them had my eyes popping. Yeah. I was like, "Yo, we going there?" So yeah, we could.
You said the power displays. I'm a little down the middle with this one, and I think because of knowing everything that we know and the emotion factor, T'Challa's passing. I'm a little down the middle with that, because I like what I guess you could say it, how they handled it, but I don't like how they handled it.
I get exactly what you mean.
We all know Chadwick Boseman passed away 2 years ago. He was ill, and he really passed away. And it's sad. It's very sad. And the way they handled his passing, I thought was noble, But I thought personally it could have been better. It could have been more emotional feel if you were going to really take it there. I feel like we had a missed opportunity with that scene or the scenarios throughout this movie. I feel empty when it comes to that because I like it. I like what they did. I like that they tried. I get it. But to me personally, I had no time to actually resonate it. Mm-hmm. It went so quickly. It was like, done. It was like, dang, wait a minute. I had a tear building and now it's not there. You know what I mean? It was like that. I feel they rushed it. It was like, oh yeah, he's gone. There you go. Moving on. I didn't like that. Didn't like that at all. But I like what they tried. I thought it was noble. I thought it was respectful. And I dig it. But it's some parts about it I just didn't get. Now, that's all I got for good. What about you? For any more good?
Oh, I'm done.
All right, let's get into the bad. Now, if you're not into the idea of knowing something bad about this movie, I will appreciate you go ahead and thumbs this video up. Don't forget to subscribe
and share.
But if you're a real viewer and you want to hear what an honest opinion sounds like, go ahead and stay and still thumbs the video up and subscribe. All right.
And mind you, we are once again going to try our very best not to spoil this. This is spoiler.
I'm not gonna spoil it. I'm not gonna spoil it. I got him. All right, can I start?
Go ahead.
All right. So, for me, like I said, the music on a whole nother level. Love the music. Ryan Coogler's direction. Thought Ryan Coogler was a great director when it comes to drama, feelings, scenery. Thought he did a really good job. But action. There was very few scenes that were very memorable, and there were very few scenes that were cheesy and corny to me. My eye is different. I have a different action eye. And acting to me goes hand in hand with action. If you can't perform in an action sequence properly, it kind of dilutes the action, the acting scene for me because you have to act those ass whoopings. I didn't like a lot of the action scenes because they felt forced and untrained. Didn't dig it. And I thought, with a bigger budget and things in that sense, we were going to be able to get a better direction with the action scenes. Okoye kept the same beat. But when you talk about displaying power sets,
that's
certain things came at a level and it was like, oh, that was cool. But then when it came to action scenes and plots,
it disappeared.
Didn't like that when it came to his directing. Thought he could have directed better action scenes. I know some people might not understand that, but I understand that we have gotten a lot of trash action scenes, and this is not the worst. Hear me out.
Not by far.
This is not the worst. But God damn it, when you know something,
when you know, you know.
When you know, and it's like, you could have did better. Didn't like the action scenes in this movie. Some were good, sprinkled on, but for the most part, they weren't that good to me. They're not memorable. To me.
Where to start?
Go ahead.
I'm getting to this point where I'm starting to despise CGI battles. So for me, some of the battle scenes, they just took me out of it.
The CG wasn't.
Yeah.
So basically, you're talking about the CG. You don't like the CG.
Yeah.
In the movie.
I don't like, and I understand Marvel's going through a CG issue or whatever. Miss me. The action was uninspired first and foremost. It's not nothing that we haven't seen before. Granted, some things were cool and some things were different, but for the most part, we've seen it all. Okoye was tight, obviously, but we're talking about our bads. Oh, geez. Here we go. Did everybody forget how to fight? These are supposed to be warrior nations. The Wakandans forgot how to fight. I'm going to be honest. They forgot how to fight. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Whatever goodwill you built up with me, it's some things that they did in this film that were just unforgivable, logic-wise and fight-wise. And I'm just gonna leave it at that before I get started.
Okay. All right. Bet. I I agree on CG. I thought the CG had some nice shots, but for the most part, you did see some old music video shots of CG. It was like, oh, they look bad. Especially watching it in IMAX, you can really see everything for what it is. A bad for me is, I'm not gonna spoil it, but the story. I thought the story was premature. I thought it was overthought. I thought that they were so focused on culture, they forgot about culture. I felt they shied away from the books to the full extent and made up their own world, and I'm okay with that. That's why I'm gonna be honest with you guys. When I left the theater, I was a little furious when it came to a lot of things, but I sat down, I thought about it. I was like, well, this is the MCU. They change things around. I get it. But at the end of the day, culture is culture. And you can't really change culture unless you are on a whole different planet and you're going to make a whole new world. And when I think of Talikans, and I think of Wakandans, their culture is very firm and very stern. And the way this is my gripe with how they handle Queen Ramonda.
Yeah.
She's one of the baddest warriors in Wakanda. This is why T'Chaka chose her. She was head of the Dora Milaje, and this is why she's one of the baddest warriors there. And I said in my reaction, I need her to come with that Tina Turner, what's love got to do with it, heat. She came with the dialogue, but it didn't go anywhere past that. I wanted more from that character because I wanted the viewers to see what I know. This is why it's a pleasure and beautiful to see these movies on screen, because you read about these characters and you're like, oh, the people that didn't read it, now I can show you what I know. And Ramonda is a cold son of a gun. And I don't like when movie studios take other cultures' behavior as royalty and they put their own beliefs on top of those cultures. I didn't like the fact that the Wakandans weren't about that life anymore. I didn't like the fact that they relied too much on the Black Panther. I felt that took away so much from me. It took something from me because I was like, why are they sitting here? Get the job done. You're a highly advanced civilization. Get it done. Why are we wasting time? You know what I'm saying? I did not like that. I didn't. Because when you look at the Talikans, they were like, let's get it done.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Wakandans and Talikans, they're very similar.
Yeah.
So why are we, what's going on? I didn't like that. I didn't like that they washed over the culture of Africans and Wakandans and came with this new belief. The queen of Wakanda is the queen for a reason. Otherwise, she would have been lost that throne. If she wasn't cold, she would have lost that throne a long time ago. When T'Challa passed away, they would have challenged her.
Yep.
They was like, you are not fit to lead. I'm coming for your throne. I didn't like the fact that she just enthroned because she's a queen. No. We're talking about Wakandans. I didn't like that. I felt those are elements that need to be put in this movie. As far as something else I didn't like in the movie, I didn't like how they handled Shuri. I felt that was a missed opportunity with this character. I felt that they were so focused on emotion and feelings, they forgot to give Shuri something that she needed. And they tried to rely on us as the viewers to feel sympathy for her. And that's what hurt that character for me. The growth level of that character was beyond my belief. Because knowing what these individuals had went through, coming from Civil War all the way down, their ideology would have been much different. And maybe I'm overthinking it, but I guess I wanted so much out of this movie. This movie means a lot to me as an African-American man in America, that when you look at certain things, I need the world to understand about us. We're going through a lot of things in this world, and this character is supposed to depict what we go through to a degree. And instead, they relied on past events and to try to give her motivation and do this and that. I'm like, no, I'm not buying this. They didn't even, they even sidelined her character when it came to the mindset, to premature ideas. I was like, yo, she's Shuri, right? She's supposed to be smarter than T'Challa, which we all know in the comic book. It's more of I look up to my big brother because my big brother is that dude when it comes to leadership, fighting, and thought process. So this is what makes Shuri that good. They shied away from so much of that, and they just kind of like, they took the character, chopped her up, threw her in the air, and they said, piece by piece, we're going to put this together. And this is the character. And I hate the fact that they did that with her because there's so much to that character that I feel that we missed out of. And it was very disgusting watching most of her scenes because it was like, ugh, this is dreadful. Go ahead.
All right. Wardrobe. Let's go there.
All right.
I hated the wardrobe for certain parts. Shuri's city look, that ugly purple sweatsuit they put her in, her hair, and
so you didn't like the costume design?
I didn't like the costume design.
Got you.
And I know this is again on CGI, but Ironheart's suit, bruh, if she didn't look like a Metabot or a VR trooper or anything but Ironheart.
I thought she looked like Mask Rider's one of his suits, man.
You get where I'm coming from.
Yeah, they
right?
did better with that
suit. It looked bad.
Yeah.
And of course, the logic was all over the place in this film.
It ain't logical. It's not a logical film.
The logic, there was things happening that had no business happening, and it came down to things were happening because of power of plot, and I hate that.
Yeah.
Like I hate when you write something, and then your only explanation is, well, because the plot needs it to.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of that in this movie.
Yeah. It was.
It was like
plot driven scenarios.
Yeah, like things happen to characters, or they would say something, and you'd be like, wait, what? How the heck did you do that? Like I literally did it in the theater. Something happened, and I loudly exclaimed, "What the freak is this?" And I was about to go off. It was not a good look. Oh Jesus, y'all.
All right. You brought Jesus in here.
I'm sorry. Edit that part out. But it was not a good look. I'm sorry.
Nah, I stand. All right, so you said it. All right. I don't want to dwell on the bad because a lot of the other bad parts on this film has to do with spoilers. Mm-hmm. And I didn't think the timing of the movie was bad. I just thought that the scenarios in the time was bad. Things occurred that just didn't even matter. Like, I felt like when you come into a movie about Wakanda Forever, you want to explore Wakanda. I really wanted more Wakanda and Talokan. I really wanted to see these cultures, this civilization. I didn't want sprinkles. I felt like Black Panther 1, you had to get straight to business because of Killmonger and Ulysses Claw and what had happened. Mm-hmm. The death of the king, T'Chaka. And, you had to get it moving. He had to hurry up and get in the suit because they were going to be challengers. This time around, I felt like I wanted to see the city of Wakanda after T'Challa passed away. How does the city handle it? They made it look like the city really didn't care. They made it look the city was just about trying to get that money. You got people selling things on a playing field of Wakanda. You only show the kingdom, and that's it. I wanted to see Queen Ramonda cry on her bed. I wanted to see certain scenes, how they really handled T'Challa's passing. I didn't want to just see a funeral and then a little ceremony here and there. I wanted to really explore Wakanda, and I feel like those are missed opportunities to really drive this story to where it is one of those movies where you're like, damn, I want to go back. I want to go back and watch it because I feel like I missed something. That's what I wanted to explore. I didn't care about the scenarios or the threats in this movie. I enjoyed Namor, and I enjoyed seeing Talokan, and I enjoyed seeing his people, but I didn't care. And I will never care because this movie dropped the ball when it came to that feeling. I care about Chadwick Boseman, and I hate the fact that he's not here, and I will stand by recast T'Challa because I feel like this movie really had an open hole in it. It was empty because you were missing something very important to this whole movie, which we all needed because it obviously showed in the movie. It was as far as the people of Wakanda and the Talokans. They needed that symbol. and they needed it to be from T'Challa. And I'm just being honest with it. It's not taking anything from any other characters, but I feel like we really lost something in this movie, which puts me down the middle, because I asked myself, when I go back and watch this, I asked a lot of people like that, like, yo, would you go back and watch that, like on some real talk? And I'm down the middle with this. Maybe if it's like, the Ant-Man movie got something tied to it and be like, oh, let me go back and watch it. But as far as my own free will, I probably wouldn't go back and watch it. But you got anything else?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I'm over Marvel jokes. I'm done. I don't want it anymore. I'm over the Marvel formula of jokes. There was some moments that got really serious and I got really into it, and they ruined it because they cracked another non-funny joke. I'm over it. Like, at this point, let stories be themselves and stop forcing these crappy jokes on us. Honestly, it's not too hard. Disney, get out the way. Let them make the stories. Stop with the jokes. Not everybody's a joke character. Not every situation needs a joke. Let the situation breathe. We need that sometimes.
Yeah, we needed that. I needed some breathe time for Chadwick's or T'Challa's funeral. I needed some breathe time for that. But
Wait,
you
I'm not done.
Okay.
Another thing I have to put out there. This movie was long. It was 2 hours and 30 or 2 hours and 45 minutes,
45.
however long it was, and it felt every minute of it.
Really?
It was long, and honestly, I was bored. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. The movie was boring, and I can't see myself watching this movie again at all.
I agree and I disagree, and the reason why is because I agree with I can't watch this movie again. I might, but as of right now, I'm down the middle, man. Like, it's cool. It has some great elements, great sprinkled elements. It had a lot of bad, and the bad has to do with my spoilers and the direction of where they went with this movie. Very distasteful, very forced, very checkboxed.
Yeah.
And I didn't like that. I didn't like the checkbox they threw up in this, because I feel like these two civilizations didn't need it. Yeah. I felt like you have so much power out of both individuals. You don't need a checkbox for this. You just need to let it be organic. And but that's what I'm gonna stop right there.
Them putting a checkbox, it kind of takes some of the soul out of it.
It does.
Right? So, and that's where I'm at.
All right, let's go ahead and give this movie a grade. Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. Sorry, I got these braces, man, so I know if it sounds different. All right. Like I said before, I'm down the middle. This is one of those movies I was excited to see, and for the most part, I got some of what I wanted, but then I also got a lot that I didn't want. I don't like the direction that they're going with this new take on Wakanda Forever, and I do like a lot of the elements of the new civilizations they threw in and new elements of characters. I really do enjoy that. But when you know, I'm going to give this movie 3 stars out of 5. I probably won't go back and watch it again unless it links to something else, which I know is going to, and I have to go and see something so I can be like, oh, it was here and here, just to map things together. That's usually when I go back to go watch some of these Marvel movies. I don't really go back to go watch them to enjoy. I don't think I want to endure this film and this impact ever again, emotionally wise and knowing wise. Go ahead.
All right. So for me, this movie has a lot of disappointment for me, and it affects my grade because it had the makings of a great movie, perhaps a 4-star movie.
Could have been 5.
Yeah, it could have been a 4 or 5-star movie. It had the makings. The elements were there, and they fumbled a lot of it, and that's what leads to my disappointment. I can't tolerate seeing this movie again, knowing what it could have been. So with that being said, I'm gonna give it a 2.5.
All right, that's fair. That is fair. Hope you guys enjoyed the review. Post your comments down below. Let us know what y'all thought about Black Panther Wakanda Forever. This is open mic, y'all. Feel free to put whatever grade you want. There is no hate. There is no disrespect. We are here, and we're here to talk about film. We are all film goers. You like some, you win. You know what I mean? You love some. That's just what it is. What Pop say? You lose some, you win some. But you live to see another day. Mm-hmm. For sure. We live to go watch another movie. You know what I mean? So have fun in the chat, guys. Respect everybody's opinion. If they like it, they like it. If they hate it, they hate it. That's on them. That's their life. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and press that subscribe button. Thumbs this video up. Don't forget to share. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Also follow us on Instagram and Twitter. I'm J3.
It's your boy Savage.
Road to 100,000 subscribers.